geez, everything's loud. Gotcha, Greg. Yep.
Surprisingly good crowd in this stand as well. If everyone was in that stand, it would be full.
Okay, let's have a look at the Wynnum Manly side. Chapman, Firewood, Taylor Street, Olszewski, Weyer and Predel. Okay.
And, looking at the east side, Duncan, Glyde, Baker, Strutton, Turner, Cairns, Lewis. Yeah, now, sorry, Duncan, I'd hate to do this. Explain it to us again. International sound effects. Guide 1 is everything else. Okay.
And
That's
if we
all.
want to get ourselves a bit louder, mixed output, is it?
Ourselves. Now, hang on. There's Greg down there.
Susan's
points. Oh, is this even, but? I mean, East have only played.
That's right. East have played. No, more than that. 2 less.
So, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point to make. Okay. 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 And now, is that the order you're putting them in? Okay. So it's really in the reverse order, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Eastern Suburbs, led out by Graham Strutton. They've made grand finals 4 of the last 5 years, semi-finalists last year, but in the big one in 95, the backs, Duncan, Glyde, Baker, Strutton, Turner, Cairns and Lewis. The forward pack, Manns, Nielsen, Evans, Cesarago, Williams and Greenhill, and amongst others on the bench, David Smith. And the Wynnum Seagulls, led out by Ricky Taylor. Their last grand final win was 1986. The backline, Chapman, Filewood, Taylor, Street, Olszewski, Weyer, Predel, and the forward pack, Batten, Larson, Hassan, Marr, Rackerman and Lawton. The referee for the big one is Stuart Burnt. Wynnum have won the toss, electing to run with a slight breeze in the first half. Travis Baker gets the match underway. The Brisbane Rugby League dating back to 1909. A long-running competition, 1995. It's East and Wynnum, and what a big occasion it is. Tremendous grand final atmosphere as Hassan goes in amongst the East forwards and quickly met by Nielsen and Evans, the second rowers. Now Rackerman tries to get out quickly, but East up on them quickly, still inside the 20. Up the middle they go this time. Only making 5 or 6 metres. Played back by Lawton. It goes to Chapman, under pressure and plenty of pressure. Good kick hoisted though, down towards Andrew Duncan, takes it safely. Comes back, confronted, hit hard by plenty of Wynnum chasers, including Weyer, the 5'8". The season's points not to be taken just as it stands, because East have actually played a couple of games less through the final series. But the important factor, David, is the differential between for and against.
Sure is, Ron. Have a look at that. 400 plus for East. I mean, a magnificent performance both in attack and defence. That's why they were minor premiers, as Cesarago goes up the middle. One important feature too, Warren, quite a hot afternoon here. This is only the Tigers' second game in 4 weeks.
Evans on the inside ball, can't crack them, tackled 35 metres out. It's the 5th tackle. Williams is a dummy half. He gets it to Shane Cairns. He puts the bomb up, didn't go very deep though. A chance there as Olszewski can't come up with it, but it's been knocked on by East, and that is a handover, and we expect to see a few bombs heading in the direction of David Chapman, but that wasn't good enough.
You're right, Warren, and we can see here just the performances of the respective sides. The Tigers, 38 in the first round, convincing performance, but Wynnum turned the tables. Good win there by the Seagulls. And then, of course, that major semi-final only 2 weeks ago, where we saw the Tigers swamp the Seagulls with a massive 44 points on the board. There won't be that much differential today. It'll be a high-scoring game, I feel, but I think the Seagulls will be more than competitive.
Clayton Marr plays it back. They work it wide. Predel to Wire. Hassan standing wide in the centres. The rangy second rower. We saw him and Predel combine well early in the semi-final series. He's knocked over. No penalty results. Predel kicking on the last now. Drives it down towards Alan Glyde. Over his head. Back he scurries. Darren Filewood 10 metres away from him. Taylor's there as well. Filewood went in a little high. Referee says it was okay. Glyde plays it quickly. Fired out to Duncan.
Better defensive performance to start with here from the Seagulls. They realise you must move up very quickly on a side like East. You like to get a roll on. And they've got a back line that can take advantage. Here's Stewie Burnt coming up over the ruck.
And did you see the spray fly from Greenhill as they hit him hard? Evans turns it inside to Cesarago.
Now East on the 40-metre line. Williams pops it up here to Nielsen. Little right foot step gets him almost to the halfway line. That's the 5th tackle. Back now to Lewis, not the best of kicks. Touched in flight it was, so all players onside. Chapman gets a hold of it all, that's short.
Keith Lewis, the tackler, and they come running from everywhere, mainly pushing and shoving. Lewis came flying in on Chapman, trying to get to the ball simultaneously.
Lewis there in disbelief, but certainly high above the shoulders.
But David, I've got to say, I don't think there was direct contact with the chin. He may have actually come up under the neck.
I think Stewie Burnt has been a little bit tolerant early already. I think there's been a couple of shots verging on high, and I think that one deserved a penalty.
Certainly no excuse for Lewis being up there. He had a shot at the full body.
Okay, now the Seagulls inside Tigers territory in possession for the first time. Kirk Lawton charges up to 35 metres out. Predel lets one go, picks up Anthony Batten. Batten pops up there, Strutton's got an intercept. Graham Strutton, is he fast enough? Those experienced legs just outpacing the edge. David Chapman won't be early enough. Strutton's in. The skipper, the experience. Graham Strutton just threw a hand out, intercepted the ball, popped it up. Batten, I think it was, who tried the pass, and Strutton had just got in between, and the Tigers have had the start they were looking for. Wynnum keen to move the ball, but this is the danger. Here's Tony Batten, comes across field. There's Strutton already up there, pops it up, regains it himself, and away he goes.
And David Chapman trying to get to him, vainly striving to match it with Graham Strutton. Strutton's played in, I think, 5 straight grand finals, and his experience there to get in between Batten and Taylor. Batten trying to get it out to his centre. 10th try of the season to the 28-year-old Graham Strutton. Peter Donkin sends out instructions to his troops, no doubt telling them, early days, we've been in this game for the first 5 minutes without any problems.
Mark Cesarago, I should say. Mark Cesarago moves in to try and convert the first try. Hits it beautifully, right down the middle. Cesarago adds the extras. 6-0 the Tigers after only 6 minutes.
An intercept breaks open what's been an even-handed first 5 minutes of football. Batten trying to link up with Ricky Taylor, read by Strutton, who just positioned himself in between the attackers. Despite 4 men and David Chapman chasing, Strutton's too good for them over 60 metres.
Restart here now by Wynnum Manly. They'll have to recover. They'll have to get their thoughts in mind. Of course, absolute nightmare. No worse way to start a grand final but to give away an intercept over 60 metres. Now the Tigers. Lewis out there to Dougie Evans. Over the top there is Kent Larson.
In the earlier games today in the Colts grand final, the Broncos defeated East 30 points to 12. In reserve grade, no luck for East either. Redcliffe, too good, 33-0. And earlier on, the under-21s went to Wynnum over South, 12-10. So no luck for East, despite making the Colts and reserve grade grand final. Ahead, though, in first grade. And the kick finds touch, taking play 32 metres out from the Wynnum line.
Gavin Payne be very happy with the start, but realises a long way to go.
Almost swing around in that scrum for a moment, going against the feed, but then the penalty goes to Wynnum from the scrum penalty.
Collapsing the scrum it was. Let's have a look. See the tight head there, stumbling to the ground. We don't often see a scrum penalty these days. One there for collapsing.
Here's Lawton on the charge. Coming into this game, Wynnum, the younger, less experienced side. And all through the week, Peter Donkin was talking about needing to have a little bit of tension in them, but not too much anxiety. Well, you just wonder what conceding an intercept try would do to their confidence. They look okay in this set of 6 so far. Wire picks up Larson. They're 35 metres out. Because that penalty helping to get them into East half where they can try and construct some attack. Predel going wide. Chapman coming back inside. Still 30 out. Evans over the top. Wire, one off the ruck, back inside to Larson, a little bit of space for him. It's the inside pass, and the East players not coming up as quickly on the inside. 5th tackle, bad pass, cut out, Predel to go to Wire, he knocks it on. Terrible way to finish the set.
Nervous start that for the Seagulls. Just what they didn't want. They wanted to be able to continue the pressure there. Pass went past Jason Predel. Awkward there for Wire to pick up, and all the pressure off the Tigers.
Of course, East, the minor premiers, had a week off before and after the major semi-final. They played just 1 game in 4 weeks, whereas Wynnum have come through a very hard finals campaign. They beat Brothers 22-20. They lost to East 44-16. Then they beat Brothers in last week's preliminary final 26-16. 3 hard finals matches. But who's to say who's the better for that campaign, David? Is it Wynnum or is it East?
Well, that's right, Warren. I think with the training these sides do these days, East will still be very fresh and fit. So I think, if anything, the advantage lies with the Tigers. And of course, the advantage currently lies on the scoreboard at 6-0.
Wynnum's defence hounding East down. Turner almost run over the sideline. Last tackle now. Cairns changes direction, gets away from Street, puts his kick down towards Chapman. Wasn't all that deep back. But I should say Chapman is dumped 8 metres short of halfway.
Shane Cairns was forced onto his left foot there, so it made it difficult for him. Tony Batten thought twice about the pass, gets it out to Ricky Taylor.
He's Bowen over the 40, chased by Cairns. Cairns has got him and drags him over the touchline. Great cover work by Shane Cairns, the 5'8". Equally good attack by Wynnum. Batten and Taylor, they took the chance that time.
Been suggested that Shane Cairns could acquit himself very well in Sydney club football. There's no doubt about that. Great work here from Shane Cairns. Across on Firewood. He's a flyer as well. Good cover defence to knock him in a touch.
Confident work too by Wynnum. They had a go at it despite that hesitation from Batten, having given away 1 intercept. Here's Graham Strutton for East on his own 20. Can't afford to make a mistake down here. Just put in a fairly ordinary set of 6 a moment back. They need a better one now. Taking it forward is Scott Manns. Dale Williams up the blind side, inside for Baker. And it's called forward. Pass called forward by referee Burnt. Didn't look too bad from a long way away where we are.
Let's have another look at it. There's Williams, pops it up there. Well, it did look okay. Travis Baker there, wrapped up.
Wynnum feed 40 metres out.
Taken out here, there's Predel. little set piece coming up here from Wynnum Manly. Out to David Chapman, breaks away from one, files it straight away to Firewood. Tries to bump away from Alan Glyde, but can't.
Chapman broke the tackle at Strutton.
Olszewski on the far wing. Little dummy, but can't do anything out of dummy half. You're going to go from dummy half, you can't hesitate. Batten
just gets over. Forearm came up.
Just got over the advantage line. You want to be careful with that lifting of the arm action. There's Predel, throws a dummy, fires it up to Lawton. That's the 20-metre line. Rackerman fires it up to Tony Batten. He almost dummied a kick. Wynnum Manly seem to be fiddling. And here's a penalty, though, for the Seagulls. Inside the 10 metres, the Tigers.
Well, they had all their players stretched to the left, Wynnum. They went to the right where they were really short, but they've come up with a penalty, catching the East players offside inside that 10.
Olszewski with a shot for goal.
Matthew Olszewski, 5th highest point scorer in the competition. This is 12 metres in from touch. Not an easy one. He has it 19 metres out. He's headed pretty well. Is it going to stay on line? Yes, it is. Flags are up. Wynnum put their first points on the board. They trail East by 6 points to 2. 14 minutes gone.
Travis Baker to restart for the Tigers. Quite a strong breeze at the back of the Seagulls. I want to make the most of it in this first half. Tony Batten up to the 20. Rackerman spins out of one way and finds Leighton Marr. Struggles forward. Larson this time. Plenty of room to move there. The Tigers not moving up as quickly as they were in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the match. It's been knocked forward. Poor pass from dummy half in behind the big second rower. And Jeff Hassan.
Well, again, they may be just a little tense. There's Hassan leaving it behind. Mistake 40 metres out from his own line as East have the feed. Lewis puts it in. He's got it. Gets it out to Duncan. Scored a hat-trick of tries in the major semi-final as East opened Wynnum up in the second half. Wynnum's defence has been much better so far in this game, but it's early days yet. Now Brett Greenhill goes forward. He's 20 metres out in centre field.
First time the Tigers have had some attack ball.
Mark Cesarago met quickly by the defence. Were they back 10 metres, or was Cesarago slow to get over the advantage? Nielsen now. 3 hit-ups. Nielsen almost had his arm ready to pop it to Lewis. Wynnum a little short on the far side. Last tackle. Lewis, long ball out to Baker. Baker tackled by Street, ball on the ground, into touch. Knocked down though, now who's it off?
It came off Wynnum, I think, Warren, so it should be a restart. Loose head and feed the Tigers, another chance to go on the attack. Let's have a look at it. Olszewski there knocking the ball down. Another great chance for the Tigers.
Pressure here for the Seagulls. Lewis gets it out to Duncan. Tries to fend them off. Street comes in from the side to make the tackle. Baker is elusive. They're very short on the far side, but East don't have too many men to make the most of it. Cutting across the ruck, Cesarago, still short Wynnum. Cesarago goes himself, close to getting right over the line. Street, one of the tacklers. They come forward, referee,
back.
play on. But it was knocked back, dived on by Williams. Only 5 metres out. They go the blind side, over the top from Lewis. Into touch, put into touch on the far side there. Looks like Peter Turner just put a foot into the touch as the defence converged on him.
Good defence this time from the Seagulls. They surrendered some easy tries, some soft tries a couple of weeks ago. They've certainly improved in that regard. Strong defence there.
I think he got rid of the ball in time, David.
Could well have been. The touch judge just raised the flag prematurely.
Easy to see in slow motion, of course. Let off though for Wynnum, who come up with the ball from this scrum. Lewis darting around the blind side to make the tackle. Kick through in the play, the ball's loose, penalty to Wynnum.
Heath Lewis there wondering why he can't play on, not impressed with the decision. Kicking out in the play the ball. Once the ball is on the ground, you are allowed to play at it. Either the marker or the man playing the ball. Wynnum a relieving penalty.
Kirk Lawton.
Great run.
He's played tremendously well so far. That's his 4th superb hitter. Pure strength from the boy from Townsville. Now they have another go. Not as much headway made this time though. Clayton Marr was met by fast-moving defence. Both sides are getting up quickly. Treadle, short pass to Larson. Not quite worry his way through them. 8 short of halfway. Larson, slow play the ball. Treadle, Wire on the outside of Evans. He makes the tackle though. Got him by the jersey. And Easter up again.
Holding back, I think, this time, Warren. I think Greg Street came through on the outside. No, might even been a stealing of the ball. Certainly a penalty now going to the Seagulls. And no better way than to get your way from your own try line to get a couple of penalties back to back. Penalties, 5-0 in favour of the Seagulls. Massive advantage.
And David, you've got to make the most of it. You've got to put points on the board when you've got them running your way, because it won't go that way for 80 minutes.
Absolutely, the chances are it'll even itself out. That was Kirk Lawton to take it forward again. Wynnum decided to go wide on the second pass. That's Clayton Marr. Gets it to midfield. Preddle on the right. He gets it. Hassan's on his shoulder. Can't get the pass away though as Greg Street came through on the inside. Jason Preddle lets one go, runs across the back of the ruck, out to Ricky Taylor, but not good service. The defence coming up in numbers. Preddle, this is better. Tony Batten decides to take on the winger, breaks out of one, 5 metres out from the try line on the 5th tackle. There's Farwood, pops it up to Wire. Wire looks for the in goal. Duncan's there in good position. Andrew Duncan read it beautifully. Fullback now must decide whether to be in the in goal or right up on the try line.
A perfect little kick there by Wire, gave the Wynnum boys a chance, and Taylor was right on the heels of Duncan, who'd scooped it out. Great work too by Batten in the lead up there, because he hit the blind side. He saw that East were thin and way back. He put them right on the front foot there, Wynnum. Baker with the dropout. How much distance can he get? 40 metres to David Chapman. Chapman, one of the weapons in this Wynnum side. Struggling with injury a couple of weeks back, but should be getting back to his best today for the big one. Wynnum only 20 metres out. Perfect
on the left.
position as Marr plays it. Preddle, long pass for Hassan. He finds Hassan. Hassan throws the dummy. Hassan for the line. He's short. Short, rolling over the line. Maybe should have given it to Taylor after all. Taylor now to Preddle. Larson caught flat-footed as he almost overran it.
Magnificent defence by the Tigers.
Wynnum spreading to the far touchline. East ready to slide. Preddle, no man to link it to though. They were too far away. Greg Street tried to close it up too late. 10 out. Wire calls for it. Cuts out Lord, and he goes to Farwood. It's 1-on-1. Intercept. Strutton again. Strutton gets the pass away just in time. Mans brings it back upfield. It looked as if Strutton would be knocked into touch. Mans just got there in time.
When you look back on the grand final, there'll be a couple of times where players have done special things. Here's East on the break again. Travis Baker, but it's been, he's lost it. Play on. It warrants a magnificent defence and desperation in defence. We saw Strutton make the second intercept of the game, but also some terrific defence on the try line to hold out Jeff Hassan saved the day.
And you've got to say, I mean, easy in retrospect that Hassan should have passed to Taylor, though, as he threw the dummy, he looked like he might go all the way.
Yeah, I think Hassan had to make a decision. He went for the try line. Back inside to Clayton Marr.
Only 10 metres out, Marr. Dummy half is Predel. Predel looking for a try, fires it wide. Here's Chapman with his winger unmarked. Winger unmarked. Olszewski just needed a pass. Great defence once again by East, though. Predel out to Larson. Larson is tackled 9 metres out.
Another chance out here if they want to run it.
Fifth tackle. East are short, only 3 men on this side of the post. Wire to Predel. Throws a dummy. Taylor's loose. Taylor now with the ball, gives it away, and Lawton's over for the try, I think. Wynnum are in. Wynnum have scored a try that's been coming for a couple of minutes. And they finally got it over out wide. They outflanked the East defence at long last. East defending from one side of the field to the other. Finally ran out of men, but it was a near thing. Predel did well. He got in amongst them, still hunting for the right man to give it to. Taylor slips it away, and Kirk Lawton scores the try. Well-earned try.
Well done this from Wynnum on the sixth tackle. East had a very, very short line here right on their try line. Predel does well to hold the ball up. Ricky Taylor, the perfect little pass. Lawton in good position. Front rower standing just inside his winger. He was the man to do the job.
7 devastating hit-ups already by Kirk Lawton. Now he finds himself on the wing to score his 3rd try of the year. Wynnum have had 2 or 3 shots at scoring that try. They'll be relieved that they have got one on the board. Now Olszewski with the scores at 6-all. Look at the angle. It's just inches in from the touchline. The wind across it right to left and catches hold of it. Well wide in the end, but it's 6 points all, and we've got one good grand final on our hands.
Sure have. Wynnum Manly have been threatening, and it was on this 6th tackle after Travis Baker had lost the ball. Wynnum have been able to get the ball close to the try line, and then Predel does well just to hold it up. So does Ricky Taylor. So does Kirk Lawton. 6-all. Wynnum Manly there dominating the metres gained. And also possession, 60-40 the possession split, and they've had the wind at their back. Still only 6-all. The Tigers would be satisfied at this stage. 6-all into the wind with 16 minutes to go up to half-time. Now with Wynnum Manly, they can ill afford a mistake inside their own territory.
Doug Evans is off, and it'll be interesting to see if there's any other changes made around this point in the match. 24 minutes gone. Both teams with strong benches. I think I'd say that East have got the stronger bench, but you look at David Smith, that weapon, attacking weapon for East on the bench, and Pat O'Doherty, tremendous experience. He might not have match fitness because of a long time out with injury, but a lot of experience in Pat O'Doherty for Wynnum.
Aaron Tilbrook is on now too, Warren, for the Seagulls, the ex-cowboy from North Queensland. He's on there, and he'll be keen to put his mark on the game. Long kick downfield from Ricky Taylor. Andrew Duncan loves some broken field running. Taylor gets to him first, but he gets away from him. And who should be there to make the tackle but Kirk Lawton? He's all over the place. There he is again over the top with his front row partner in Clayton Marr. East now to take it forward through Darren Crothers. Unlimited interchange in Brisbane club football, so the coaches have got that huge advantage of being able to swap players around. Pass pop back there by Nielsen. Knocked back again, but not 6 to go. Heath Lewis tries to fade across the ruck.
Looked as if there was a Wynnum hand in the second knockback.
Did too, but Stewie Byrne did not signal so.
This is Mick Jenkins, so they've made a few changes out there, Reece.
That's the 5th tackle. Once again, up into the breeze. The breeze so strong, knocks it backwards. Nielsen will have a go at it. He's touched it, knocked it back as well. Lewis pops it up to Andrew Duncan. Duncan tries a little chip kick. That's not a bad little tactic, but on the spot, David Chapman to bring it forward.
Again, I say you'd expect that East would be putting a few bombs up to David Chapman. They haven't done it effectively yet. They've put 3 bombs up from memory, which have been short and not high enough.
Yeah, ineffective has been their kicking thus far. And really, Wynnum Manly have taken full advantage of that. There's Tilbrook. Predel Waya throws a little dummy on the inside, finds Chapman. Cover the fence there though from Scott Mans to make sure he can only get to the halfway line. Waya, Predel, lets one go on the inside, fires it out to Lawton again. Over the top though, Sasarago and underneath Cairns. Well, once again, that pass not going exactly to the right hands, but Waya knocks the ball into the air. Plenty of time though for Andrew Duncan.
A Wynnum player taken out off the ball.
That's silly play that from East.
It was Greg Street was knocked over quite late. In fact, the fullback Duncan already had the ball when Street was interfered with. So that's a very silly penalty, well within kicking range for Olszewski. The bomb was a useful one, and you'll see just to the right of Duncan, coming through is Greg Street, and he's knocked over off the play, wasn't going to get involved. Might have been Shane Cairns did the damage. Gave away the penalty. Kent Larson on the touchline. As Matt Olszewski lines it up. This is quite handy to the posts. Kent Larson comes onto the field now. Olszewski moves into it. Good shot at it. And the flags are up once more. Wynnum poked their noses in front in this grand final. 12 minutes before half time. It's the Seagulls leading the Tigers 8-6. Travis Baker with the restart. Well, there's every indication this grand final is going to be fought out right to the 80th minute. There's no signs of weakness in either side. Maybe just a few nervous passes from both teams. The defence has been very strong. Both teams hammering away at each other. Rackerman slips a pass away.
Once again, Kirk Lawton there making enormous territory up the middle of the ruck. Warren, we can't underestimate the advantage. Oh, there's Lawton this time, actually. It was Clayton Maher who took it up there. Previously it was. But a knock on by Kirk Lawton. But that breeze is quite strong behind Wynnum, Warren.
Yeah, Lawton just went without it, and they're the ones you simply have to hang on to. Well, David, it's strong, but I don't think it's worth more than 4 or 6 points.
I guess it's all how you use it, and sure enough, East will attempt to make full use of it in the second half.
So it's the Tigers on the attack. Up to the 20 goes Strutton. He steps nicely. Graham Strutton, who tasted premiership success with Wests. Williams up the blind side, a chance. Here's Jenkins rolled over the line he goes. That's a try, and Wynnum's defence went to sleep on the blind side. Very soft try, considering the intensity of the game so far. East hit it up the blind side. The drop ball by Lawton. They pay for it now as Jenkins rolls over the line, slipped through the tackle to score.
Beautifully done this by Dale Williams. Look how he just delays that pass to hold in Ricky Taylor. Ricky Taylor then slightly off balance, can't hang on to Jenkins. Well done from the Tigers on a short blind side.
There's not enough defence there from Wynnum that time. Jenkins off the bench as he did 2 weeks ago, does some damage. First try of the year in the top grade for the 22-year-old. Mark Sasarago, difficult attempt here from out wide. trying to convert Jenkins' try. Both of these players, Jenkins and Cesarago, played for the Gold Coast when Wally Lewis was coaching them. And this is coming back off the upright and bounces back. Well, that's bad luck. He's managed to steer that kick against the wind. It's 10 points to 8 in favour of East, 8 minutes till half-time.
Peter Rackham there didn't do his job out of marker either. He turned his back. They're always short, Wynnum, and then that bustling run there from Jenkins. Good effort from the Tigers to capitalise.
Chevsky with the restart of play. And as the shadows start to creep across, Darren Crothers powers back upfield, hits Kent Larson.
Okay, now the Tigers to go on the attack. Back to Cesarago. They haven't been dominant by any means, the Tigers, but they have got an advantage on the scoreboard, 10-8. One intercept try in the first couple of minutes. There goes Mick Jenkins, the most recent try scorer. Does well to play it forward. Steals another 10 metres. Tries to spin away. He's lost it. Stripping of the ball that time. And a penalty now going to East. And that'll allow them to surge into the Seagulls territory.
Let's have a close look at this. Jenkins trying to spin around on the tackle. Street had his arms around the ball. Might have ripped it out. Referee Burnt saw it that way. Always tough decisions, those where the tackler pretty much just wraps up the ball and hangs on with plenty of tension. And if the attacker fights it sometimes comes loose.
The Tigers' first penalty. Let's see if they can capitalise now as they get it to midfield.
Doug Evans, he and Greenhill have just come back on.
He's struggled as far forward as he can. There's Cairns back on the inside. Looks for Travis Baker, but the defence there in numbers. Williams, a dummy half, decides the short side's the way to go again. Tries a little dummy. He's lost this one though. That wasn't stealing. He had the ball out attempting to pass and had it dislodged.
Yeah, he backed. He was trying to change the direction, Dale Williams, and Wynnum come up with a much-needed possession. Even though they've had plenty of ball, this stage of the game, 7 minutes before half-time, he's in a strong attacking position there. Wynnum needed to put the ball. Now it's Larson. He's played well in the latter half of the season, Kent Larson. Strong stuff from him. Used to be a man who came off the bench. David Chapman goes deep, using that wind to advantage. It's a great kick by Chapman. Finds touch, 5 metres out from the corner post. What a beauty.
Great result that from the Seagulls, having got territory or got the ball inside their own territory to take it 90 metres downfield. Even though it's loose head and feed the Tigers, they'll be looking for an error with only 6.5 minutes up to half-time.
Scrum screwing around, and Wynnum looking for it against the feed, and in goes Treadle, and he's come up with it. In fact, it might have even been Wire who came up with it. Now it's Chapman. Wynnum with the scrum against the feed, attacking 15 metres out. Rackerman to Treadle. Larson now. Knocked over well though. Greenhill was the tackler. Up comes Taylor. He's one out, he dummies inside, creates something, Ricky Taylor, still going. Made something out of nothing there, Taylor, and very nearly scored. Rackerman ducks out himself as the defence went past him. He's screaming at each other to fill the gaps.
Short on the right, the Tigers.
Treadle tries to get it around them. Batten to Hassan. They've got the numbers. Chapman goes himself and he gets there.
Just as well he did, because he had support out wide and Olszewski, but elected to go himself.
Dead right, David. We've already seen Wynnum fail to get over the line once when Hassan went himself earlier. This time Chapman, a former Balmain teammate of Hassan's, has gone himself and had the strength and the reach to plummet over the line. They've stretched it here just after great work by Taylor on the left-hand side. Batten floats out a nice ball. Hassan draws and passes. There's the tackle attempted by Turner, but he can't stop Chapman.
Wynnum's second, sixth tackle try. East keep a very short line, even on their try line, and therefore have to slide. Chapman decides it was his chance to go for the try line. Just gets across. And Wynnum Manly have hit the front, coming up to half-time.
They say it's harder to slide inside your own 20 there, and that's what East have done, and they weren't able to cover him to make the tackle in the field of play. He's got a good future, David Chapman. Only a young man, 19 years old, and he is signed with the Hunter Mariners Super League franchise. East a little shell-shocked after playing strongly through the central section of this first half. Back behind their post, trailing 12-10. Olszewski has kicked 2 from 3. Breeze might assist him here a little, might bring it back. It's coming through the posts. Yes, it's a great kick. It's a superb kick from out wide by Olszewski. Every point's going to count today. Wynnum lead East 14 points to 10, 4 minutes till the break.
What a magnificent kick there from Matt Olszewski, and what a good try too. Have a look how short that East defensive line is. And then Hassan, a couple of paces out to David Chapman. He decides he's going to take on Peter Turner. Just enough room to get across the try line.
And play underway quickly as Larson brings it back for Wynnum.
Wynnum Manly now with 3.5 minutes up to half time. Handy lead 14-10. Rehberger gets it out 30 metres from his own try line. 2 tries apiece thus far, and it's been the kicking of Matt Olszewski. What a magnificent goal from the corner to get maximum points from that try. There's Hassan. He played a good part too, just to pop the pass up. The Seagulls have gone very close on a couple of occasions to scoring. Touchdown! Lewis got his hand onto the ball. Pedals there just in time. Gets away from Williams. Williams just hangs onto the jersey.
And that's 6 more tackles, so all that good work by Lewis comes to nothing.
But nearly did, because the ball was bouncing around in behind that attack line. That's the luck of the bounce.
Interesting that Treadle was back there deep in the second line. He may have been the alternative kicker.
Could well have been, and just as well he was. This time Peter Rackerman steals 10.
Called a move here, and Taylor's gone across to the right-hand side. No, they come to the left anyway and switch it through Weyer.
Larson to play it. That's the 5th tackle. They're a long way out. Will they try another 6-tackle play? No, the high ball. Once again, deep.
There's pressure.
Duncan out to the post, bounces away.
What a take. What a take, David. You won't see better. That close to his post. Taylor was flying through on him, and he's taken it.
Takes supreme concentration to ignore the goalpost, to forget about self-preservation. Just as well they're padded up with those 4X signs. He bounces away and gets it out to around about 6 or 7 metres.
I tell you what, David, if you're a fullback and you've got to take bombs like that, you might as well be in a padded cell.
Okay, now the Tigers to bring it out. They'd love to get points on. That one there by Dougie Evans gets it up to Strutton.
Lovely offload from Evans.
5th tackle. East might try and run it this time. Lewis. No, he kicks it downfield. Piercing torpedo kick to send Chapman back onto his try line. 1.5 minutes to go.
Does Chapman look like he's struggling? Seemed to go back slowly for that one.
Well, he's had that knee injury there a few weeks ago, and now very slow to get to his feet. The Seagulls, well, they could ill afford to lose him. There's a good tackle there from Travis Baker on Darren Firewood. Treadle fires it out, risky, pops it up this time to Greg Street. Hasn't got the pace to get around Alan Glyde.
Important tackle by Glyde on his old teammate.
Jason Treadle dashes up the blind side, no one at home. Cover defence coming across from Greenhill. Pops it back on the inside to Greg Street. Tries to get away then from Sutton, does. Back to Jason Treadle. They've run out of numbers. And I've nearly run out of my voice.
Oh, what a diving tackle from Heath Lewis. He stopped that try.
Whitfield scoring a try here. Ricky Taylor fires it out to Weyer. Weyer decides to run it himself. He's quick. Out then to Larson. He's over. The Seagulls have put on a try in the last minute of the first half. And what a try it was. Started with Jason Treadle a couple of tackles ago. Dashes up the blind side. Finds support there from Greg Street. Quick play the ball. And then Weyer. Incisive run. Let's have a look at here. This is the run here from Weyer. Little dummying run. Gets in behind that defensive line. Kent Larson just waiting for that opportunity for the ball. Put him in perfect position. And Larson scores beside the post.
Yeah, it was a great work. And what an important try it is. As it's Wynnum on the attack after the tremendous work by Treadle to get them into this position. Treadle and Street got them down there. And then they had the numbers. East at 6s and 7s. Couldn't contain Weyer, and then Kent Larson. Larson, second try of the season, but he's contributed to plenty more. What a break for Wynnum. Right on half-time, as the siren goes, they'll line up the conversion, leading 18-10. Olszewski can really make East feel pain after the halftime siren has gone. Close to the uprights. He pushes it through. Once again, he's kicking well. And the Wynnum fans are on their feet and roaring. It's 20 points to 10 at half-time. Let's have another look at this try from one end. Greg Street had just made a good run. Prettle steals away down the blind side. East not awake. That's Lewis. He stopped the try.
Prettle gets up again, Warren. Have a look at that. Jason Prettle was down and up again.
Well, Street's done. He's got up from a previous play the ball. So has Prettle. I reckon Heath Lewis has stopped the try in that movement, but then they had the numbers. East couldn't get back and regather. Look,
Must go forward here.
There's no straight line for East. Wire gets outside Cesarago and Larson finishes it off.
Won't see a better try than that.
Great end of the first half for the Wynnum Seagulls. They lead East 20 points to 10.
Right, they scored 12 points in 5 minutes. 6-1, that's it. Bit of horsepower there. What's that throbbing between your legs?
One against the feet.
Did they score from that against the feet? They must have, not directly, I don't think, did they? Put your headgear on it. Look at that possession.
4-2, 8-7, yeah, just checking through them. Yeah, okay, that looks okay.
What did you say? It was 10-8.
10-8.
Wynnum had all the ball in the first half and the wind, but East led 10-8 with just 5 minutes to go. Let's look at these stats. The penalties have gone 6-1 to the Seagulls. The scrums are 4-3 to East, but Wynnum got one against the feed, which directly led to the try by Chapman. The errors are even, just a couple of drop balls more by Wynnum. Look at the tackle counts, 132 tackles by East, only 86 by Wynnum. Metres gained favouring Wynnum, 930 to 630. Time in possession, 62% of the ball has been Wynnum's. They've had plenty of chances in the opposition half. 50% of the ball has been down the Tigers' end. Completed sets 15-9 in favour of Wynnum. Line breaks 4-2. Kicks in general play 8-7. Wynnum have had plenty of ball. They lead 20 points to 10. Okay. Can you hear us, Anna?
Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, I've got a few bikes going past. Okay.
Okay, everything's fine. Everyone happy?
Okay. We'll do the phone.
Restart for the second half in the 1995 Brisbane Grand Final. The Seagulls with a lead of 20-10. All to do now for the minor premiers.
The top tacklers leading the way for East, Doug Evans and Mark Cesarago with 18, Brett Greenhill with 17, even though Evans and Greenhill spent some time off the field. Wynnum, Clayton Maher and Kent Larson with 12, and Kirk Lawton not only strong in attack but also defence.
Indication there too, the extra defence that the Tigers have had to do. But this game is far from over. Great attacking capability in the Tigers outfit as Cesarago gets it up to the 40-metre line. Heath Lewis, not a good kick off the right boot, but he's going to get away with it and find touch just on the 20-metre line.
Gavin Payne, the East coach, joins us. Gavin, you've got the win in the second half. We just saw Heath Lewis seem to guide one down. What have you told them to do, how to use it?
Oh, we've got to use the win to our advantage, Warren, but we can't expect it to do all the work for us. They've still got to ruck out of our end so that we're going forward when we try and put our kicks on.
What have you told them to do differently in the second half?
Control the football and give away fewer penalties. That's our main problem at the moment.
What about the use of your back line? Gavin, have you been happy with the way the backs have been going in that first half?
We haven't really, our forwards haven't really worked to a position to give our backs any opportunity to get a good shot at them. So we're going to hopefully be working a bit better in this half, forwards-wise, to a position on the field where our backs can get the football.
Any special plan for David Smith in this second half off the bench?
Just playing it as I see it, Warren. He's a game breaker, as you know. If I need to jam him on early, I will, but I'll just see how it goes.
Gavin, we thought you'd put a few bombs up to David Chapman, but the first half bombs were ineffective. Ineffective
because we're going backwards when we're trying to put the kick on. It's hard to do anything when you're on the back foot, kick or anything in the game. So we've got to be going forward in those earlier rucks to be able to get an effective kick away.
20 points to 10. You're down 10 points. Still confident that you're going to make a show of it?
Certainly, Warren. Won't be unconfident until the full-time order.
Okay, thanks, Gavin. Gavin Payne, the East coach there. Why wouldn't he be confident? It was the second half of the major semi where East blitzed Wynnum. Just blew them away.
And that's the thing, Warren. The Tigers are very capable in attack. They'll need to keep the ball alive, as we saw there. Maybe not take too many chances too early in the match. They don't want to allow another try in from the Seagulls. They do need to get their attacking machine in motion. That's the fifth tackle. Pass back here to Lewis. He'll try and get plenty of meat on this one. But straight to David Chapman. Well, there's a lot of park to kick to. There's only one man standing there. Chapman's made another break as well. Back on the inside to Ricky Taylor. Thought about the pass but decided against it. The kick from Heath Lewis straight down the throat of the fullback has allowed the Seagulls to go straight back on the attack. Tilbrook, a little quick pass off the hip there to Batten. Batten up there to Clayton Maher.
Good support play from Maher.
Tony Batten wraps again. He's done that well today. And what that does is just keep the defence tight on this side to allow the back line width and depth on the far side. Here they go again. Jason Preddle lets one go, fires it out. Finds Kirk Lawton, who appears to have a licence today to stand wide and run on some of those flat passes. Way our little dummy tries to get through, but the defence just gets a hold of him. Once again, the sixth tackle. The Seagulls have scored 2 running on the 6th. They're going to try it again. East won't have any of it though. Pops it out to Firewood. Play on, that is. Darren Firewood fires it back on the inside. Decides the kick is the way to go this time. This is pressure on Cesarago. Beautifully taken.
Magnificent take by Mark Cesarago. Magnificent, because that was a very good bomb by Ricky Taylor. I thought there could have been a bit of a forward pass previously when Wynnum desperately scooped it out, running it. But a great result in the end for East with Mark Cesarago. And now Wynnum coach Peter Donkin joins us. Peter, you've got a fairly inexperienced side on the paddock. At half-time with them leading, did you have to rev them up or calm them down? Here's a breakdown field just for a moment. Shane Cairns up to halfway. He tries to go and he does run away from Chapman. But the tackle comes from Olszewski. 30 metres out. Jenkins gets it away to Williams. Back inside to Jenkins once more. Jenkins is tackled 20 metres out. East suddenly on the attack after being down their own end early in this second half. Last tackle now as it comes to Lewis. He pops it away for Baker. He goes without it. Picked up by Tony Batten and he gallops back upfield. Now we can go back to Peter Donkin. Peter, did you rev them up or calm them down?
Oh, mate, no, we just went through what we normally do. There's no dramas out there. We just got to keep going the way we're going. They've scored 2 tries off mistakes of ours, and we've got to cut that out. We cut it out, we'll be right, but we've got to keep going. It's still a long way to go.
Peter, 2 of your tries came from running on the 6th tackle. Was that decided on before the game that you thought you might try that tactic?
No, we thought that if they watched us from last week, they would have thought we'd kick a lot on the last tackle, bomb them and that. And I said to the boys, if those wingers drop back, you take the options and go at them.
And of course, we saw in Sydney over the last couple of weeks, sides having great difficulty maintaining a lead, even a good one like you've got. Any special thoughts on how to hold a lead?
Well, you don't hold it. You keep going, David. You don't shut up shop. We've got to keep going, keep attacking, and we've got to make sure of our tackles, and we've got to make sure that we cut our errors down. There's a fairly strong breeze getting up there, so we've got to really look for field position.
Yeah, you're running into that wind. I mean, how are you going to overcome that difficulty? When you're playing your last tackle, what are you going to be doing?
Well, we'll be looking to kick, obviously, but we're going to kick for the line and slow it down a little bit.
There just seemed to be, on a couple of occasions in the first half, some indecision between your dummy half, Peter Rackerman, getting the ball to either Preddle or Wire. Went between them a couple of times.
Yeah, it did, actually. No one's calling the ball. Someone's got to stand up and be counted there, haven't they?
All right, look, Peter, they're playing well. We'll see how it pans out.
Okay, thanks, David Warren, for the year. Thanks.
Thank you to Peter Donkin. He's been very cooperative, as of all the coaches. Grand final, 20 points to 10 in favour of Wynnum, 7 minutes into the second half.
The Tigers aren't going to relinquish this opportunity too easily as they bring it back on the inside. Duncan this time, a free-running fullback, gets over the advantage line. Rolls the Seagulls defence back inside the 20. Dougie Evans, little stepping run out of dummy half, gets the hands free but can't get a close runner.
Deserve more support.
Here's a chance here on the left if the Tigers can get it wide. Lewis fires the long ball out. There's Strutton, picks it up beautifully. Graham Strutton, his second on the bounce. Graham Strutton picked up the pass. It was not a particularly good one from, I think, Heath Lewis. And the Tigers bash their way over for a try by moving it quickly from a very good attacking raid. Here's Lewis, the pass, the idea was right, bounces up to Strutton, just waited for it, breaks away from Greg Street, and then close enough to go across in the tackle. The Tigers back in it.
You've really got to say that Greg Street should have made this tackle one-on-one as he faces up here to Graham Strutton, but Strutton, like a lot of players who are known more for their stepping and speed, also has that strength and that short, sharp push away from his opposite number. And Graham Strutton scores his second try of the match, puts East right back in the hunt.
What an important kick this one, Mark Cesarago, to get them inside the 6-point margin. 20-14 at the moment. Very important kick. He's pushed it out to the right. The wind won't help it enough. 20-14 within a converted try.
If Wynnum had scored the first try of the second half, the game may have been gone for East. Instead, it's the Tigers who come back on the back of a penalty for holding down by Wynnum. Loose pass comes out from Lewis, but then man-on-man, Strutton too strong, brushes away from Greg Street and he's over. Adolchevsky kicks down to Lewis, who runs forward. Did well to get to that onto the full. He had to make ground, attack the ball. So it's 20 points to 14, only 6 the difference. East, we know that they have attacking capabilities. They have the wind, they have the experience. Can Wynnum stand up now? It's Evans. Gets it back to Williams. They're starting to unload a few passes, and Doug Evans could be one to follow. He's offloaded some great one-arm balls.
And it was Doug Evans who got them very close to the try line in the preceding run prior to that try. So he's a capable player. A little pass there from Cesarago. The Tigers keeping it alive. Turner fires it out the back to Greenhill. Bumps away from one in Tilbrook.
We see East offloading well, but they don't want to overdo it either. I mean, there's a long time to go in this game. They're only down by 6. the moment I'd be just backing myself if I was them to play solid football.
Short kick from Lewis, no one at home, but Olszewski from the blind wing does well. Cover that.
Didn't he cover that well? Just pedalled back a little behind the defensive line and then covered it. I'll tell you what, Olszewski is a player I think is playing much better in the last couple of months as well.
Playing extremely well, and just shows you the importance of the positional play of wingers these days in defence. With so many short defensive lines, that winger has to do a lot of work. He's normally just a little bit back as Kirk Lawton goes up the middle.
And they'll need to beware of Heath Lewis. He will try that chip kick again.
Especially if they don't have a sweeper and the winger has to do that job. There's Weyer, gets it inside the 30 on the 5th tackle. What are the tactics this time? Prettle decides to hoist it into the air, up into the wind. Duncan with his eyes on the ball, up taken.
Penalty.
Knocked forward, offside. And a chance now for the Seagulls to extend their lead. They lead at the moment 20-14.
Well, Duncan flew for it, just is dislodged forward into Travis Baker's arms. There's nothing he could do. Just a reflex catch. He couldn't get out of the road. Penalty right in front to give Wynnum an 8-point lead. What a big call, but an obvious call for the referee.
Wynnum Manly now attempting to extend their lead. Matt Olszewski right in front. This is the 3rd penalty they're shooting for here. They've got 4 points from penalties already. Olszewski right in front. No mistake. Extra points on. 22-14 with 28 minutes to go.
Travis Baker races back to halfway for a quick restart. Wynnum still trailing back. Here's Baker with the kick.
Good kick too.
David Smith's on the field for East, on the right wing. A kick down his direction. There he is going to make a tackle with Graham Strutton. Now Batten knocking him out of his road. Tony Batten ran good protection for Jason Prettle as he put the bomb up, which led to that penalty and 2 points for Wynnum.
Well, and as I say, there's been 3 penalties kicked here by Wynnum Manly, so 6 points, which is pretty handy. They've got an 8-point lead, but the penalties have been pretty handy for them. 2 of those penalties have come from high kicks from Wynnum, 1 from an obstruction by the Tigers, and then a accidental offside play. So that's come in very handy for the Seagulls.
And of course, Mark Cesarago hit the uprights with one attempt at goal. Came back out.
Good pressure this from the Tigers. The kick off the side of the boot. Bounces. Chapman will have a go at it for sure. That's the 6th tackle. Had to throw it. The Tigers have picked it up. That won't count as their first tackle, or shouldn't.
Turner did well in the end. He stood and let that ball bounce, which I thought was risky, for he virtually invited the Wynnum players to go for it and then quickly enveloped them to try and shut them down.
Tigers now. Oh, that's Allen. He's knocked it backwards. No, knocked on. You can't afford those fundamental errors.
Ray Allen's only just come onto the field. First taste of the action, and it was a hesitant, nervous, one-handed attempt to take the pass. I don't know whether he thought he was about to change direction. Wire feeds the scrum. Plenty of weight from East. Driving forward, twisting the scrum. Out it comes from Taylor. Beats 1 tackle. Got away from Strutton, but it takes 4 or 5 to put him down. Look at them. 4 men in the tackle, and they slam him back. And now Heath Lewis comes in a little late. The referee comes in now. And the touch judge as well. Punches now. Ray Allen, I think it is up there. Or at least pushing and shoving, if not punches, but plenty of players getting involved in the melee.
Lewis there, you can see he's got a very determined look on his face. Ultimately, they crashed Ricky Taylor to the ground. Lewis came over the top with a forearm. Ricky Taylor there trying to get to his feet. A push there from Rackerman, that was unnecessary. The penalty had already been given. The Seagulls with another great opportunity to put more points on.
Heath Lewis caution. Might have been just a little bit of a forearm to the head as he was on the ground, and that's why Rackerman came running in. Chapman finds touch.
This will test the Tigers' defence. The grand final could hinge on this 6.
Yep, sets of 6 inside the opposition 20. Chris Rehberger on the charge for Wynnum. 12 metres out. East move up now on Marr. He's driven back inside. Evans.
Here comes
Allen
the switch play.
Cross comes Hassan. Instead it's up the middle to Lawton. Bustling run from him, but they throw him back. Only 8 metres out though. Rackerman. Wire to Preddle. He picks up Chapman. Diving tackle from Cairns. It's offloaded back. Out now from Preddle to Street. Olszewski 1-on-1. Turner turns him back inside though.
Desperate defence.
Rackerman. Still only 12 metres out. It's Preddle. Short pass to Hassan. He can't break the line. Great defence there by East to take Hassan. It was Allen in defence. Last tackle now. 18 metres out. Preddle the kick. Rebounds off East. Didn't play at it. Not 6 more. Got to get rid of it. Marr to Street. I don't know whether they realise. Rehberger does. Kicks now. Baker coming through as forward. Forward down for the loose ball. Referee says no. Says it's a drop out. Must have been forced by Baker.
Well, at the second attempt, Warren, because as you called it, he certainly lost it forward. He must have just had enough time to ground it. Smithy leaves it there for Travis Baker. There it is, bouncing around, and just grabbed it away there from Darren Firewood. Millimetres in it.
Another test for East. They have to survive another set of 6 as Wynnum will bring this drop kick back. Good kick though by Baker, sends them into their own half momentarily. Now it's back. He runs at Lewis. Goes in between Lewis and Allen. Allen's getting through a heap of tackling since coming on. He's in second man into this tackle as well. Marr plays it. The other tackler there was Crothers. Wire. Hassan is hit hard. Knocked.
Travis Baker's in trouble as well. Went for the big shoulder charge. And he's about half his size. It's not recommended.
Here's Allen now. They don't want to lose Travis Baker. He's a very elusive centre. He and Strutton, 2 magical attacking players. Cesarago, just the kind of players is Travis Baker who'll really play a big part in the last 20 minutes. Here's Evans. Dummy up, back to David Smith. He's come off the wing. Wants some possession. Wants some ball. Wants some action.
Travis Baker's got to go off, and Gavin Payne's going to be forced to make a replacement.
Cairns. Second man is Duncan. Well tackled by Street. He read the defence there. 5th tackle, 35 metres out. Is the bomb ready to go up? Lewis hoisted, maybe a fraction deep. Chapman's back on his line. Takes it on the full, in the in goal. There's another bomb from East that has not been exactly where the coach would have wanted it.
Yeah, a long way off actually, Warren. The high kick from Lewis was put from 35 metres out. There's no way you should put it into the in-goal area from there. 2 reasons. One, you allow the receiver to catch it on the full and bring it out to the 20. And secondly, your chasers have no chance to put pressure on him. Now the Seagulls with an 8-point lead and 20 to go in the grand final. Jeff Hassan, as he has done so often this season, coming straight off a Jason Preddle pass. Preddle works it out of the dummy half. Fires it up to Clayton Marr. He's certainly well up over the ruck there. Chapman watches this closely. He's hoping that it's going to stay in the field of play. It does. David Smith also gets a hold of it. He was hoping for it to bounce in the field of play. Not only did it do that, but it stayed there. Strutton, who scored 2 tries. They'll be looking for his experience to maybe score a hat-trick. David Smith, a dash out of dummy half. Strutton slow to his feet after that previous tackle. Allen, straight forward up to the halfway line. That's about 4 tackles. The Tigers still with a couple to work something from this distance out. That's Crothers. That's the 5th tackle also.
Strutton and Smith both on the right.
Lewis decides a little chip kick this time. Coming forward is Chapman. Reads it well, gets the bounce. Lost the ball though, picked up by Strutton. Graham Strutton, number 3, on this spot. He scored an intercept try. He scored a try there from a loose ball and also from a break on the 6th tackle. So Graham Strutton, the skipper, has once again got the Tigers back into it. Chapman seemed to have it covered. Well, he did. Got the ball on the bounce. Lewis a little bit of variety this time. The little chip kick instead of the deep one. Bounces up. Chapman gets a hold of it. Let's have a look who makes this tackle. Smith it was. Strutting there, ready to pick it up, and then just enough pace to scamper away from the defence. Too late, Darryl Firewood. And
well, it was
Tigers
good work
back
initially here by East. Lewis had Smith and Strutton outside. He didn't really kick for them in the end. He kicked a little straighter than I think he might have intended. Chapman manages to cover it quite easily, but then it just comes loose, and it almost seemed momentarily that Chapman just lost consciousness. The ball comes loose. Strutton's there to pick up the scraps. Wasn't the way they intended, but they've come up with the try, East, and what an important try. Yet again, they're back in this game. Hat-trick for Strutton, 12 tries for the season, 3 in a grand final. What more could you ask? Wynnum a little shell-shocked. I saw Chris Rehberger come over and console and encourage his fullback David Chapman. Ricky Taylor, the captain, trying to drive his players to a renewed effort. Cesarago, 1 from 3 from out wide. This is going to go close. Coming back, waved away. The gap is still 4 points. 22-18 in favour of Wynnum.
Magnificent performance this to come back here from East. A little chip kick over the top. Chapman had well and truly covered it. David Smith, it was the ankle tap. Strutton on the spot. And then, of course, no defence to contend with. What a purchase he's been, Warren Graham Strutton. Came across from the Panthers after winning a few premierships with them. Comes to the Tigers. Of course, they didn't win the premiership last year. It was the Dolphins, but they played in it. And Strutton has given that solidarity and experience that you need. And he's got his side back within a converted try. 22-18 with 18 to go.
And here's Doug Evans, who's been doing some very useful work for East in the centre of the field. Comes down to Cesarago. He changes direction, goes a little wider. Met by Marr, pulled over fairly late. Referee says it was okay. Lewis to Cairns. Here comes Duncan. They need to watch him. Well tackled by Preddle.
Had to make it.
Duncan is very fast. If he breaks the line, you don't catch him. 5th tackle. Lewis puts it up high. Now this is a better kick. Strutton coming through on Chapman. He takes it well. Hangs onto the ball this time. And the touch judge is in. It looked as if Chapman had run into his own man. Might have almost lost the ball accidentally. But now, who's this penalty going to go to?
Pushing, I think, Warren. I think it'll go to the Seagulls. Interfering with one of the defenders. He's coming through and interfering with one of the support players. In actual fact, Darren Firewood actually got in the road of David Chapman, so it could well have been out of some of that confusion that they got this penalty. And didn't the Seagulls need it?
Not the first penalty for obstruction following a kick by East. And here is Batten. Non-stop player is Tony Batten. It's 22-18, 17 minutes to go. And a tremendous 1995 grand final. Going down to the wire, Rackerman. Tackle just short of halfway. Wire comes blindside. Hassan gives him room to Olszewski. He's chased by Glide. Got to get back inside. He's got Street inside him. He might need him. Oh! I thought he hit the post.
I thought he hit the post.
I thought he hit the post.
But it's going to be a try. It's going to be a try.
It's one hell of a run by Matt Olszewski. He's run 45 metres. He scored a remarkable try. It's going to be controversial. The head-on shot will be worth looking at. If we can see it, we should have a great look at it from our camera down there. But Matt Olszewski, what a try for Wynnum to give them an 8-point lead.
The key, Warren, here is, has he brushed the corner post before he's got the ball down or after?
Here it is. It was worked by Hassan as they worked this wide blind side. Olszewski just got on the outside of Glide. I thought Glide would go with him. Olszewski stayed in the field to play there, didn't touch the line. They come at him late here. Now, first of all, does he touch the corner post? Touch the line, I thought then. Touch the corner post.
Definitely no try. It should have been no try. He was out. He was in touch.
One of 3 occasions he's touched the sideline. Good work by Wynnum, nevertheless, here by Hassan to see a half chance and to put Olszewski on the outside of Glide. He has touched the line just as Glide came at him.
As this cover defence from Duncan, he puts his foot on the line. The line is out. I think he brushed the corner post also before he got it down. Pretty hard not to do that if you're up that high. But that won't matter. The try is on the board. And Matt Olszewski now can extend the lead.
Well, there's no in-goal judges in this competition. There was talk about having them. But you would have thought that the touch judge would at least have seen the corner post move, if not be sure about the sideline.
Well, that's right, Warren. It was the touch judge making the call. But now Matt Olszewski can make it a 10-point lead. He's had some tough kicks today. None tougher than this one. Across the breeze and from the sideline. The breeze will take it away, but the lead is still substantial. 26-18. Let's have another look at a highly controversial try.
Yeah, the controversy is about this. Glide shouldn't have let Olszewski get outside him.
1 foot there.
Well, yeah, definitely there. Definitely the corner post, and possibly even the touch in goal as well before he got the ball down. Simultaneous, I suppose.
Well, I reckon out of all that, it shouldn't have been a try, but it was. The Seagulls will take it. The Tigers will rue it. And now another handy lead. 8 points with 14 to go.
Well, a lot of people will be hoping that East don't lose this game by just the 4 points, because won't they be a shattered side when they see that replay?
Good work from that man, Hassan. When he fired that pass up straight away to Olszewski, he gave the guy a little bit of room to do something, and he certainly took full advantage of it. Had he held the pass up any longer, had he fiddled around on the inside, Olszewski would not have been able to get on the outside of Glide and then take on the fullback.
David Smith collects the kick. We're going to need a little bit of magic from the likes of him. That's the reason he's out there. He's playing on the wing, but I'm sure he's got a roving commission. Gavin Payne watching on nervously, intently. Desperately, you'd have to say now, with only 13 minutes to go. Down, 26 points to 18. 8 points the difference, more than a converted try. East player in trouble here, even the Wynnum players showing concern. Might be Brett Greenhill and Clayton Marr giving him some attention. That's great sportsmanship. And it's Brett Greenhill stretched it from the field. That's very bad luck for East. He's one of their strong forwards. He's second highest in the tackle count. There's play on. Unlimited interchange and a bad pass. A little too far out in front of Shane Cairns from Heath Lewis. Maybe Cairns entitled to pull it in. What did you think, David?
Well, he was entitled to pull it in, Warren. I just felt he just changed a little bit of a direction there, and the ball dipping there in front of him. But they had all the time in the world to set something up there, the Tigers. After the injured player, Greenhill had to leave the field. Good strong push against the feet.
Oh, no.
Well done by Weyer. He got over the top there of Heath Lewis. Lewis perhaps just lacking that bit of concentration after chastising himself.
Yeah, and I think Heath Lewis, unfortunately for his side, has let his forwards down because they've been pushing hard, looking for that scrum against the feet. Lawton hit by Ray Allen and knocked over. 45 metres out, racking into Weyer to Hassan, wrapping around as Weyer. He gets it now to Street. All the play seems to be the Greg Street side of the field today rather than Ricky Taylor's. A lot of it anyway. Last tackle, up it goes from Peddle, under pressure from Nielsen. Duncan takes it and hammered by Batten.
Tony Batten wasn't going to miss that opportunity. Poor old Peter Turner had his back to him there. Batten came in with a cruncher.
The momentum seems to be with Wynnum. They're playing a strong team game. He's just starting to look that little bit ragged and desperate, but it'll still come down possibly to a little individual brilliance. It's there in this East side. Can they find it with 11 minutes to go? 26-18 to Wynnum. It's Evans. Flicks it out to Nielsen. Can't get away from Marr though. The Wynnum fans chanting.
Should run it here.
He does on the last. Out to Cairns. Cuts out Allen to Duncan. Duncan with numbers. Leaves it on the ground behind him. Wynnum dive on it. No knock-on signalled. I thought there might have been a little fudge by Wynnum.
I thought so too. I thought Hassan in his urgency to pick that one up may have knocked it forward. David Chapman through the smallest of gaps in midfield.
Just going back a play. I'm not so sure Andrew Duncan shouldn't have passed. I thought he had men outside.
He had the chance there. There's Ricky Taylor now, but he's quickly confronted by the defence of Strutton and underneath Evans. Clayton Marr, who's worked hard, gets it up over the advantage line, and that's his job at all times, but particularly as players are getting tired. Wire, Hassan through the hands, Cairns gets it.
Oh, lapse of concentration from Jeff Hassan there. The pass looked reasonable enough. Just seemed to go straight through his hands. Gavin Payne praying for a revival late in the game from Easts.
That little knock-on could be just the faint hope the Tigers are looking for. They'll need to score shortly. They've got to score twice to win it. They've got to put the first one on shortly. There's Turner.
Turner scored some 21 tries this season. He can go length of the field.
Scott Mans.
I think this is where, David, I think this is where it's not happening for East. Their forwards aren't making enough ground at the moment.
They look to be very tired, and of course they have only played that one game. David Smith, middle of the ruck, just can't get away. Rehberger and Prettle get a hold of him. The Tigers now with a chance to bring it out wide. Shane Cairns back on the inside. Dougie Evans pops it. That's been knocked forward and down by Chris Rehberger. Another chance for the Tigers. Just under 10 minutes to go. Rehberger thrown the ball away.
Could have been a useful knock-on by Rehberger because East was starting to look dangerous, turning those passes inside with good support.
Peter Donkin, one guess where he's looking. That's up to the clock. And he realises his side now just has to hang on. But can they? Heath Lewis at the base of the scrum decides Turner's the option. Turner goes back on the open side, tries to step through close to the scrum but can't. You'd have to think East would consider themselves a genuine chance to put points on here. Cesarago.
All the East players coming to this side of the field.
And a good chance to score too with Wynnum fairly short. This time Williams, goes so close, it's over. Dale Williams beside the post, that's too easy. The Seagulls have gone to sleep, and they've gone to sleep at the wrong time. With 9 minutes to go, the Tigers now with the try they needed. 26-22 with the kick to come right beside the post. Dale Williams, where were the defenders? Where were the markers working hard? Where was the desperation? Perhaps it was exhaustion. Williams wasn't exhausted though. He spun out of the tackle to score it.
Yep, Williams has done well, but they have hung off him here. Look at them, there's just no forwards in close to the ruck there. And possibly because East were spread right across the field to the wing. The defence has kept an eye on them, hasn't kept it tight in close. Dale Williams, a vital try, and for I think it's the third time in the game, Wynnum opened the door to East to come back into the contest. Mark Cesarago simply has to put this kick over. Only 1 from 4. His team needs this one. It's through. Only 2 points in the grand final now. Grandstand finish with 8 minutes to go. Wynnum leading East 26-24.
Warren, I just wonder here whether Chris Rehberger was called offside because he's the number 14 there. Doesn't seem to go in to make the tackle. Maybe he was called out of play. Gee, it was a little bit suspect there whether he got that ball down cleanly. We've had plenty of controversy in this match, but what a game. 26-24 with 8 to go. The Tigers, the minor premiers, have come back a number of times. They have not wilted, they have not given up at any stage. The Seagulls have had some pretty good leads. They led 20-10 at half-time. They led 22-14 in the second half, 26-18, and now 26-24. What a finish. Williams again, plenty of time out of dummy half. Just shows you the exhaustion now on all the players. Someone with a bit of dash can do some damage.
Really a penalty there against Wynnum, knocking him down a second time. And just as I said, David, with these forwards, their big men weren't making ground. Dale Williams dashes out a dummy half. That's one way of doing it.
One way, and it's doing it pretty safe too. The last thing you want to do is hand over possession. Now the Tigers just want to put Wynnum back inside their 20. That's the play. Well, they've gone for the attacking bomb. David Smith coming through on David Chapman, but he takes it cleanly. Once again, I think Heath Lewis has just been a bit too deep. But one plus he's got out of that is that they will have to bring it out now from inside their own 20. Smith makes the tackle on Firewood.
Too often today, David Chapman has been able to keep his feet on the ground. They haven't made him go up in the air.
Yes, this time Tilbrook brings it out almost to the 20. Hassan, the last thing the Seagulls want now is a mistake, with a faint 2-point lead in their favour. This time Lawton.
Interesting that there's two fresh men still on the sideline for Wynnum. They haven't used Ian Cash or Pat O'Doherty in the game.
O'Doherty's there as an impact play. Another poor kick, this one from Chapman. But pressure here now for Turner. I think Olszewski was called out of play as well. Turner breaks one, breaks two. Here's a chance now for the Tigers. One tackle inside Wynnum's territory. Lewis looks on the outside, the long ball out there to Duncan. Everyone very tired, but here's the grand final on offer here. Williams fires it out the back. Hassan hassles his way to get that ball. Showed the urgency to make the tackle and get the football. And that was so important. Here's Tony Batten, pops it up to Firewood. Cover defence from Strutton and Smith.
Strutton didn't drop his guard after that loose ball. He kept an eye on Firewood.
Ricky Taylor to bring it forward. Defence there from Allen and Cesarago. Wynnum Manly with the 2-point lead. Tilbrook brings it forward. 5 minutes to go in the 95 grand final. Wynnum Manly with a precious 2-point lead. Back on the inside of Jefferson. Off Predel. That's the 5th tackle. The high ball has been called for by Street. Weyer with a little step first, tries the little grubber kick, picks it up himself, then Weyer back on the inside to Rackman, back there to Batten, fires it out to, he's knocked it on, Ricky Taylor. That'll be a changeover.
Sensational football by Wynnum. That was great football, and all comes to nothing as the last pass just a little behind Taylor and he dragged it forward, but great work by Weyer first of all, and the backup from a few players, including the hooker there, Rackerman.
You've got to admire their daring, but was it the right tactic to attack there?
Here's Doug Evans. I've got to go with you there, David. For all that good work in attack, they would have been better off putting it into touch and having a scrum to slow the game down.
Or the in-goal maybe, or the bomb, but they decided to attack. Now it's the chance for East. Here's David Smith. Steps up on the inside. Almost gets through, but just underneath the tackle, I think, from Rackerman. Good work. Here's Strutton this time. He scored 3 tries. Pops that speculator pass up. Cairns gets away. Here's an overlap here for the Tigers. Man's outside to Turner. The flyer, Peter Turner. Cover defence there from Priddle, Weyer and Chapman. And that's the cover defence you need in a grand final with a couple of minutes to go.
Oh, Wynnum tired and thin out wide, but Jenkins goes the blind.
Oh, so close now for Jenkins. Couple of metres out. The Tigers with a chance to win it. Only 2 points behind Lewis. Up to Cairns. Cover defence from Rehberger. That's the 5th tackle. Chance on the right if they want to run it. Pass out there to Lewis. Allen's decided to try himself. He's short. He's short. Ray Allen.
You called it, David. Even though Allen went close, and a penalty goes to Wynnum now because Allen has thrown the ball away, and that's foolish play by Allen. But even though Allen went close, they had a 4-man overlap on the right-hand side.
Pass and they score, I think. Desperation defence. Allen tries to progress it, but then he threw the ball away.
Even if Ray Allen comes on the burst and the man inside dummies to him and throws the long pass, they had a mile a min in support waiting.
3 minutes to go. The Tigers will get another chance. 3 minutes is a long time. It'll only take about a minute to eat up this 6. Gavin Paynes.
Yeah, last throw of the dice for him, isn't it? 26-24 in favour of Wynnum with 2.5 minutes to go. Wynnum looking for their first grand final since 1986. They won in 82, 84 and 86 with that great Wynnum side. Wally Lewis, Greg Dowling, Bob Lindner, Gene Miles, Colin Scott, all the great names. Can they do it again here? Hassan throws it back to Weyer. They don't need to take any risks. They're leading. They've got to just play a solid set here. Look for field position down the other end. Chapman called on to hit it up, and he makes the break himself out of another tackle. David Chapman all alone. Back up comes too late from Greg Street down the centre. Now it's the 5th tackle, 30 metres out. It goes to Taylor. Puts the kick into the corner. Firewood chasing through. What the bounce? Oh, it's there. It's there for Wynnum. Ricky Taylor collects his own kick. That's the grand final to Wynnum. Taylor dives on the ball. The try.
Peter Donkin, have a look at that. The debutant coach. First time in Brisbane club football. The man who's been everywhere coaching has come up with a magnificent performance. Have a look at the face there of Peter Donkin. One of satisfaction. Fantastic. There's tears out there.
It's 30 points to 24. Kick to come. 1.5 minutes left on the clock. East will be very lucky to get a restart in, and if the kick goes over, it won't matter.
Ricky Taylor's crying. David Chapman they embrace. It was Chapman's break that did it, and then Ricky Taylor, the subsequent ruck, the tip over the top. They've attacked all year. They've continued to attack, and once again, the bouncing ball. Taylor dives on it. The elation.
You're right, David. The great run by Chapman, and then this is a win-win kick from Taylor. Either he makes a tackle in the corner, maybe he gets it back. Duncan had to go for the ball. He had to commit himself for the bounce. It avoided him. Taylor's there to collect it, and that's a reward for Ricky Taylor, who won the Courier Mail's best and fairest player for the season this week. He was second in the Rothmans medal. He's the Wynnum captain. He's done a great job all season for him.
He's won 2 best and fairest so far this season in the final series, Warren. So Ricky Taylor, a great job. As I say, a great job here by Peter Donkin too. He had to lift this side 2 weeks ago. They had 44 points scored against them by the Tigers. He then got them up to beat Brothers, and then he's got them up again, you would think, to beat the Tigers in the grand final, in the big one. Matt Olszewski attempting to add the extras to put the seal on it. He's done it! What a kicking performance from Olszewski. That's an 8-point lead. That's the victory.
6 from 8 from Olszewski. 4 seconds left. East race back to halfway. It doesn't matter though. It's 32 to 24. The restart. The last tackle of the grand final taken by Taylor. It's all over. What an exciting game of football. Wynnum, magnificent, but East valiant in defeat, and that controversial try casting a bit of a shadow over the game when Olszewski hit the touchline and the corner post. In the end, the difference is 8 points, so maybe Wynnum deserved victory, but that was one hell of a grand final. And David, well, out of those, well, I mean, you know, 30-odd players, all played. Everyone on that field stood up and played a great grand final, but who's your Brisbane Rugby League man of the match?
Magnificent performance, Warren, I thought, by the Seagulls to come back. They actually trailed 6-0 as well. But I thought the best player on the field was the fullback, David Chapman. Under a bit of pressure a couple of times, scored a good try. Great break there to seal the match with that final try. Had a great season, David Chapman. And he's the BRL man of the match for the 1995 grand final.
Greg Street, veteran, it's his last game day, so he's got to have a good Greg Street. Thomas working with Marson. Another veteran, Paddy Doherty. Matthew Ocheski. Darren Smallwood. Jason Riddle. Ian Cash. Aaron Kilbrook. Glenn Dwyer. Peter Ackerman. Anthony Mack. Come on, Beto. Gargamel, Jeff Hazard. David Chapman. Who else have I missed? Oh, last but not least, Kurt Gordon, big game. How many balls left? Johnny Drews. Johnny Drews, where's Johnny? Go on, Johnny, get out here. Johnny Drews, unfortunately, near the business end of the season, but he's a big part of the team. Nathan Croft.